Vibe coding has become Silicon Valley's hottest buzzword. But most people using the term have no idea what it actually means. The confusion started when multiple publishers rushed to capitalize on the hype, releasing books with titles like Vibe Coding, Building Production-Grade Software, and Vibe Coding, The Future of Programming. These titles fundamentally misunderstand what vibe coding represents. The term was coined by AI researcher Andrej Karpathy in February 2025, describing a specific approach where developers completely abandon reading code and focus solely on outputs. Simon Willison, creator of Django, crystallized the distinction perfectly. Vibe coding is not using AI tools to help write code. When you're in Cursor hitting Command-K for inline edits or using tab completion, that's AI-assisted programming. True vibe coding means never looking at the generated code at all. You tell the AI what you want, run the result, and if there's an error, you simply paste it back with no additional context, trusting the AI to fix it. Karpathy's original definition emphasized key elements that make vibe coding distinct. He described fully giving in to the vibes and forgetting that the code even exists. Most importantly, he specified this approach works for throwaway weekend projects, where you're building something useful but not maintainable. The ratio matters. You're paying 100% attention to the product output and 0% attention to the underlying code. This creates an almost paradoxical relationship with traditional programming. Coding and vibe coding are diametrically opposed activities. You're either engaged with the code or you're not. There's no middle ground where you're 70% vibe coding. Because the moment you read a diff or review changes, you've crossed back into conventional development. The term's rapid dilution threatens to make it meaningless. When people apply vibe coding to any AI involvement in programming, we lose a valuable distinction. We need precise language to differentiate between tab completion, inline prompting, agentic code editing, and true vibe coding. Each represents a different relationship with AI assistance and requires different skills and considerations. Key takeaways. Vibe coding means building software without reviewing generated code, focusing only on outputs. It's designed for low-stakes, throwaway projects where maintainability isn't a concern. The approach is fundamentally different from AI-assisted programming, which still involves code review. Security and cost considerations are critical when building without code oversight. The method can democratize software creation for non-programmers solving specific problems. What makes vibe coding genuinely valuable is its potential to lower barriers for people who need custom solutions but lack programming expertise. Someone running a small business who needs a specialized dashboard shouldn't be forced to adapt generic tools or hire developers for a simple internal project. Vibe coding enables them to create something that might not be perfect, but serves their specific needs. This accessibility could fundamentally change how people approach problem-solving with software. The traditional path from "I need a tool" to "I have a working solution" previously required either extensive programming knowledge or significant financial investment. Vibe coding compresses that timeline from months to hours, making custom software creation available to millions of new users. For experienced developers, vibe coding offers a different kind of value. It's perfect for exploring ideas quickly, building prototypes, or handling administrative tasks that would otherwise sit on the backlog indefinitely. The speed advantage is remarkable. Projects that might take 3 to 4 days can be completed in 1 to 2 hours, even if the resulting code isn't something you'd want to maintain long-term. However, vibe coding requires careful consideration of appropriate use cases. Projects should be genuinely low stakes, where bugs won't cause financial damage, security breaches, or harm to users. The code should be disposable, something you're comfortable throwing away entirely rather than maintaining. Security considerations become even more critical when you're not reviewing the generated code, particularly regarding API keys, data privacy, and unintended network requests. The learning potential shouldn't be overlooked. Vibe coding can serve as a gateway for people to discover programming capabilities, reducing the intimidating learning curve that prevents many from exploring software development. The time to smile. From starting to feeling successful, drops dramatically when you can see working results immediately rather than struggling through syntax and concepts for months. This democratization effect could produce a new generation of developers who enter programming through vibe coding rather than traditional educational paths. They start by making things work, then gradually develop deeper understanding as they encounter limitations and need to dive into the code. The backlash against vibe coding often stems from misunderstanding its purpose. It's not meant